Welcome to day 8 of the first 12 traits of the Purposeful Warrior. And today's trait is brave. And for me, this means bold, daring, and defiant. And you might know that you can see I'm tangled up in the Christmas lights this morning with my merry and bright on as we're in the Christmas week. So when I think of being brave, yes, it's being bold and daring and defiant. And it's the defiant part that speaks to me the most. It links humor and courage for me personally. I call it more my resourceful rebellion. As rebellious behavior can help overcome challenges through having a unique perspective on things. That's what I find. Good morning, Jai. You like the necklace? Thank you. Nice and bright. Because when you were with your tribe, your family as a child, perhaps, and they turned right, did you go left? Or did you simply follow? Or did you not follow at all? Does it bother you to see many people following status quo, even without questioning it? Does the idea of normal perhaps sound like a death sentence? Let's face it, instead of being apart from any team or conventional culture, wouldn't you rather follow your own path? I know I certainly do. This is what I mean by resourceful rebellion, following my own path, being brave as a warrior is, bold, daring, and defiance. And when it comes to finances, I talk a lot about money and making wealth and passive income, time, money, freedom. The idea of a 9-to-5 job might feel like a bottomless pit, and for me, I get a sick feeling in my stomach as at the thought of perhaps having to go back to a 9-to-5 job, just over broke. That's what I define as a job is, just over broke. And I'd rather plot an alternative course, do things my way. Like Frank Sinatra's famous words, couldn't be more true. I did it my way. And if challenging the normal, thinking outside the box and doing it your way are characteristics that fit you, your personality, then maybe you're a rebel too, a rebel in a resourceful way, the warrior way. Because the rebel strays off the beaten track. It charts a new course, right? And at times goes against the grain just for the sake of being different. Well, we all have, and we all, how do I say, we all know the type, many of us resemble it, yet we're not so familiar with how the rebel perhaps behavior impacts the relationships that we have, and especially our relationship with finances. Because if we look at, warrior rebels' strengths and weaknesses, as well as how they navigate their relationship with money, that's really what I want to look at today. Because it's okay saying resourceful rebellion, but rebellion, I think it triggers a lot of things for everyone as well. Because the superpower really with a warrior brave is challenge, and certainly a challenge, a brave warrior welcomes challenge in almost any area. Everything can be re-examined. There's no reason to stay with tradition or normal. Immense strength comes from taking a different position and challenging what everybody else's views as normal are. This gives the rebel a benefit of perspective, and in a way that things, in a way to enable them to see a different way that no one else does. Yeah, right. It's groovy, right? I get really excited about this stuff. So from the approach, really stems fabulous innovations, ideas, products. It really helps you to think outside the box. New ways of thinking derive from challenging the status quo and not accepting the normal. It's the rebellion's defining character and its most valuable asset. So the rebels, the warrior brave, the rebel, the resourceful rebellion, however you want to name it for you, its most valuable asset and trait really is the challenge, not accepting the normal. Like anything, however, it can have too much of a good thing, and sometimes this leads to issues. So we have to keep a balance with these things, because one of the things that it can lead to with worry, isn't it? It did for me for a while, is isolation. You back off from people, from things, people who don't see it the way that you think perhaps people should see things. And we have to learn to understand that everyone will view things in their own way. We all have our own, what I call the map of the world. It's not my term, but that's how I talk about it. You know, we all have our way of doing things, seeing things, participating in things, the way we think, the way we take action. Because most people don't want to be challenged. That's the reality of things. They accept gladly whatever is the normal view. And as a result, when challenged, you push them away. And this is what happened for me for a while. Excuse me. And I think that it's important to realize that. And whilst you don't want to alienate, you know, all of your friends and family, it's finding a way of staying true to what you believe in, with the path that you want to tread, and also at the same time acknowledging where they are, your loved ones, your treasured ones, your precious friends, you know, your circle, perhaps your work colleagues, and just, you know, allowing yourself to be around them and meeting them where they are, without the expectation that, you know, you want them to, you can see better things for them, but they can't see that themselves. Their time will come when they're ready. In addition to this, because brave warriors think differently, I often choose not to associate with views of conservatism or conventional wisdom, you know, and this naturally results in isolation. It does, because I don't really want to have those conversations unless they're in a learning forum where someone wants to learn and grow. Then I will talk about them. But in my, you know, personal relationships and things, when I'm in downtime, I don't often get involved with those conversations. You know, sex, drugs, rock and roll, politics, religion, you know, topics I avoid like the plague generally. In money matters, though, as with most things, you know, warrior braves are really risk takers, and they look for a distinct alternative that doesn't fit the conventional normal or the most commonly accepted ways of doing things. You know, whether it's a cutting edge, perhaps, what's new and different, what can we avoid, you know, being boring, methodical, and anything that looks like what everyone else is doing. So I'm always looking for different ways of making money, creating passive income. I get involved in things. I tend to do a lot of analyzation and working and do a lot of due diligence around it. That's probably years of being, you know, a corporate accountant and a chartered secretary. I still do that work, you know, but at least it's doesn't take up a lot of my life at the moment. I found myself doing this really because when I had to follow the traditional rules, you know, during business hours, like my 9-to-5 job, you know, these hours you'd find me looking for something else, you know, and waking, you know, so once I finished my job, I'd go and do other things, is what I'm trying to say. So I think I've always had this innate ability to look at things this way. And it frustrates me, you know, sometimes. Numbers fascinate me, you know, to find solutions that are unique and different. Initial crypto crowd, you know, I've been in crypto very small at the beginning. Now quite a few different avenues that I'm exploring and working in. You know, hop on board with the new and exciting IPO innovations. You know, have a look and see what people are doing, and if I tend to trust my gut feelings a lot. You know, I read the reports, and I haven't done too badly with things like that. So while this behavior can often yield extraordinary results, it can also lead to deep financial trouble. So this is why we have to have the resourceful rebellion. It's very, very important when you're talking about money, because the high risk can have high reward, but it also is very risky. So it isn't a character flaw, it's a personality trait. Like any other avatar, with proper attention and guidance can be controlled. It's just really understanding what you're doing or having someone to help you with that. So some key takeaways for the warrior brave, if you like. So what I said before is really akin to don't lose your way. You know, rebels make the world a colourful place. You know, they I believe they have great taste in music, art, food, interesting approaches to life that most of us just get curious about. The world will never be boring with rebellious warriors, you know, working their magic. And it's important, really, for if you have this inner rebel within you, this bold, this defiant, this you know, daring being, it's important not to suppress it, because it will bring you greatness, it will bring you success, it will help you to take the action and the doing of what it is that you want to achieve in life. And it really will help you get over the fear of what others may say, you know, to stop your dreams. Excuse me, having a drink. Got that Christmas frog again. The other thing that's with you know, warriors, I'd say to a degree, they will accept guidance. When it comes to money, you know, I think there is an awareness that they can be high risk takers. So once they realize this, you know, fully, then I do believe the resourceful rebellion, the resourceful rebels around there will seek guidance as well, and they'll seek out answers to their questions. Because the accumulation of wealth is most often achieved through plotting methodical, systematic approaches that often can be foreign to rebels, if you like. And this is where there needs to be caution. So, but however, a resourceful rebellion, a brave, a warrior will walk the most effective path to wealth. So a healthy dose of self-understanding and a willingness to hire perhaps a money coach, or, you know, a mentor, or connect with someone, read some good books, but books from people who've actually got the results that you want. There's a lot of, you know, quick rich schemes and all sorts of things out there. All I'm saying is just be careful, choose wisely who you choose to follow, who you choose to, you know, get in bed with, so to speak, and learn and have as your mentor. You want people who can demonstrate the value of continuous savings, investing, and accumulation. So I'm doing some fantastic things. If you want to connect with me about that, please do so. Drop me a message and I can tell you all about it. And also recognizing your role, because I think hail to the resourceful rebel warriors. You know, they add excitement and color and vivacity to our world. And it's more important to have us around because we push society in new directions that yield great results. And the rest of society could never imagine that, you know, them happening. So I think there is to be a balance. So if you have this warrior within you and it's not fully coming out yet, this brave, this bold warrior within you, please, please, please let him or her out. It's time to come and play. And just, you know, have the rebellion, have the excitement of doing things that you've always wanted to do but never had perhaps the courage. This will help you. So with this brave trait added to the courage and all the other traits that we've had, the optimism, the you know, the love, the pride, all these sorts of things, we start to see that these characters are all coming together. They all help each other. So let's run quickly through the worksheet for today. Congratulations once again to David Lawson. He was the winner of our day 6 draw. So a copy of the book will be, my book signed and everything will go to you, David. I trust you enjoy it. If you don't, I'm absolutely have no problem, no issue with that. Please pass it on to someone else who you may feel would. That's also good. Or when you've read it, pass it on. It's all about sharing the love. So remember, there's another draw on day 9, which is tomorrow. So that will be, what day are we today? Monday. It'll be Tuesday morning, or I might do it on Wednesday morning, actually, give you time to everyone to answer the questions. So day 8, warrior is brave. Like we said, bold, daring, defiant. So whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So it's a very, very important quote. I love that. Bold stands out from the crowd, like we said. They're confident, they're courageous, they're self-directed. I believe there is boldness in most people. Given the right set of circumstances, many will act to better the world around them. People who choose to be bold are inspiring, not just because they get big things accomplished, yet because they also instigate growth, progress, and movement in themselves and others around them. Sadly, far Too many people wait just for someone who is bold to lead the way, hoping somehow luck will shine success upon them. And this happens. And here I am. I'm inviting you to put on your brave, to try it on for yourself. Perhaps it's time to unleash the bold leader in you. Someone who else can stand up and show people there is a different way. There are some actions here that I'll outline. They're in the workbook. You can add to your daily repertoire if you like, and see how much faster the magic of boldness can take you towards success. So the first one is own your flaws and your strengths. There's a difference between boldness and carelessness. Interesting, right? No, not interesting. It's very true. Bold warriors have a strong self-awareness. They know when they should take bold action and when they're out of their element. They minimize the risk by consistently reassessing themselves and engaging with others, like I said before, to accommodate their personal weaknesses. So if you want to be bold, be more self-aware. Engage others who complement your strengths and compensate your weaknesses. That's very, very critical. It's a key step. Warriors also clearly keep priorities. Someone who constantly jumps into action without a plan isn't bold, just foolish. Bold warriors know objectives and prioritize them clearly. They can afford to be bold because they only recognize the right opportunity when it comes. So you want to be bold? Avoid unimportant activities that lead to distraction. Okay, Christmas week, maybe. There'll be parties, there'll be overindulging in all sorts of things. Distractions will happen. Give yourself permission to enjoy the festive season. But please, I really hope you go through all of these steps. So this is the first one you're seeing. I invite you to go back, rewatch all of the steps. We'll put a link, ask the guys to put a link here to the YouTube playlist. And give yourself a gift of going through all of these traits and setting yourself up for 2022. But warriors speak up. Bold warriors aren't necessarily loud or boisterous. Yet when they've something to say, they say it. And more importantly, they understand how and when to say it. So I think that, this time of year, me pushing you to be bold, yes, okay, it could be. It's a good thing. I think anytime you embrace it, put it on. But also be mindful of where you are in life, where you are, in the moment, if you're in holiday mode with your family and friends, perhaps they don't, if you show up as a bold, courageous, rebellious warrior right now and you're feeling your way through it, could cause some, interesting conversation, shall we say. Could be fun. I'd do it, but not necessarily everyone would. Being bold does not equal being a bully or a loudmouth. It doesn't. Bold warriors also understand that silence is often a great statement that you can make. So if you want to be bold, you say what needs to be said before the silence derails others. That's the critical thing, because often there is a beauty in silence, and there's a beauty in what I call the pregnant pause in between conversations. But there can also be some derailment of the message perhaps the person is trying to get across, whoever started the silence and or left the pause. So it's important to know when to break that silence as well. Pair action with knowledge. Even though bold warriors are prone to action, we're not rash. We apply the same sense of action to learning and due diligence as any other activity. So if you want to be bold and brave, improve your odds of success by doing your homework. You'll increase your confidence and your success rate. Accept the value of failure. No one can totally control, or no one is totally comfortable with failure. Yet bold warriors understand the great rewards stem from great risk. Harness the energy and the adrenaline and make sure that every failure is a learning opportunity. We fail forward. We learn as we go. So if you want to be bold, make failure an acceptable part of the process. Don't shame it. Don't guilt it. Don't feel bad or you have to give up. Failure is a feedback mechanism. It's a way to evaluate and to look at what you've done, the action you've taken, and what went wrong, or what didn't occur that the way you hoped it would, and therefore how you can readdress that and start again. Tweak, run, rinse and repeat, tweak, rinse and repeat. And the last thing I'll leave you with is make the most of small wins. Many people sit and wait around for the right opportunity before they're willing to step up and take action. Sadly, sometimes that opportunity doesn't come along. It never comes. But bold warriors understand that rarely is a situation perfect from the beginning. This is why we accept failure. We pair action with knowledge. We look for people who have the answers that we seek. We could look for people who complement our weaknesses and excel our strengths. So bold warriors understand that rarely any situation is perfect from the beginning. So if you want to be bold, start with a small battle you think you can win. Map out a plan. Take the field. Winning builds confidence. So for day 8, the caption I'd like you to do today is share with us what brave means to you. What does brave mean to you? And go into the chance for the draw on day 9, which the draw on day 9 is for a copy of my book, and also a 30-minute chat with me about awakening wealth, either even more for yourself if you're already on that track, or how to get started. We can take it and meet you. I'll meet you where you are and we can have a conversation. So until then, enjoy this beautiful day. We have beautiful weather here again in Perth, beautiful blue skies. I'll try not to get too burnt today when I'm out and about doing things. And I'll see you all tomorrow, 8 o'clock, same bat channel, same time for day 9 of the traits of a purposeful warrior. Bye for now.